So we're going to do some attacks from the rear. And I'm going to start with this one because not very realistic. But you can learn stuff even from techniques that are not necessarily realistic on the street, practicing them in the dojo and getting as much out of them as possible. So the first thing we're going to do is come around here and move into this kotegaeshi. It's not a hard thing. Okay, so there are a couple of things that we're going to work on, and one of them is if he grabs really tight with the grip. First thing I need to do is move. What's the weak point here? What am I working against here? Oh. Yep. Just like the other day we did the thumb stuff, same thing here. So it's not pulling forward, but it's more like coming like this at an angle. So if you get this movement, we'll do some stuff like this too, where we catch the hand here, but this will break the grip. And so once we get that, then we're going to shift around and move to here and start to work on this arm here. Okay, now, I've done this in a long time. Okay, so one. Look at my mai. And what is this hand doing? All right, there's another technique that you can do here if he holds on, but I don't like to trust that he's going to hold on because that hand, right, naturally is going to come out. So here, trap, cut. One. You can do an assembly here if you want. Down here, take control. And all the kotegaeshi stuff is the same, right? Where you're cutting into the shoulder, not out to the side. Don't need to sutame out of kotegaeshi. Just drop to the ground, like he just falls. No reason to do a big, huge jump over like that.
It just hurts. No, but it's good. It's just like, I wouldn't want to sutame you, I just want to go down.
Here. So I'm not, and also this hand is not just going to sit here, right? I'm moving this out to take his balance. Watch what that does. So if I don't move this hand, he's standing straight up, right? And he's still got a lot. I'm going to have to take his balance somehow once I get there. But if I do move this, right? So that's important. If you're doing this one here, right? If you want to practice getting that movement, have him hold on to both wrists, which, like I said, I don't think is going to happen in the street. But if you want to practice shifting him, and if he does that, then you've got pretty good control. So we start to get used to that, and then we move into the kotegaeshi. Questions? Okay, take it slow. So this movement here is very similar to our and that couple of things that make this movement effective. One, in the strength is when your arm is closer to your body, you engage more of your central muscles, your back and your chest muscles, right? So you're stronger. When you're out here, it's more like shoulder strength. And if you've lifted weights before, you understand the difference between a bench press and a fly, right? Very, very different. Because you're isolating smaller muscles out here. So we don't want to do that. We want to use the big muscles. But the other thing that happens when you do the high block is it just aligns perfectly. So what happens when I do a high block? First thing I do is I come up like this, and then I turn it over. All right? So what's happening? I'm basically doing the same thing. The movement is the same because the way that I'm turning out my hand and manipulating the thumb there. So we found another little parallel between the karate and Aikido techniques. So if someone's grabbing you from behind and it's set, if he can't hold on, right? So if he's, okay, so what if he lets go and I do this and he lets go? What's the next movement? Boom, right? So let's do that. So he's gonna grab and I'm gonna move up like this and he's gonna let go. So what am I gonna do? Here. So I'm in a situation where I might start a technique that, hold on with both hands, right? I'm gonna start a technique. This is one that you may see sometimes where he has to hold on with both hands. Doesn't often happen, because a lot of times he's going to let go. And as soon as a guy grabs you and starts to feel you moving, he might let go. That's a good chance that he will. So I'm going to continue the movement on. Catch. Oops. Except I'm not doing a kotegashi. I'm doing the nikyo. So here, right, boom, trap. So you can also do the kotegashi from there. My mistake. Okay. So again, I'm going to move in. He's going to let go of this hand. I'm going to go down, trap. Okay. Move again. He's going to let go. I can feel an attending in here, but I need to get to that. Questions? Okay, so I showed you the big long kotegashi before, right? But I think that a quicker one and a better one is just to come up and trap here and move into the kotegashi that way. So, and this is one of those where if he is trying to hold your hands together like this, even if he's trying to put a zip tie on your wrist or handcuffs and it's not your friend or your date, you know you're in trouble, right? So this position right here, when we talk about realism and what might happen, if someone is kidnapping you and putting zip ties on you, I don't know, you might be in this situation. Definitely in this situation if someone's trying to put handcuffs on you, right? And you're right here to manipulate this hand. So I think this is a more realistic application of the kotegashi from the back grab. Either way, we're learning no matter what. So for this one, it's actually really simple. I think it's really simple because your hands just kind of go where they're supposed to go if you step the right way. So watch as I step with my left hand and my hands just kind of come up in place. It's pretty easy. So if I step with my left at a 45-degree angle here, then I'm going to grab his wrist with my right, and not really grab it, but catch here. Because there needs to be a little bit of relaxation so you can turn the wrist as you move into kotegashi. Okay? So if I'm stepping this way, I go 45 and catch with my left hand. And then I'm turning here. So look what happens with the turn. Let's go this way. Okay. So I'll move in here. All right. Just see that? So I did not do this. Okay? I did this. I didn't do that part, but that was a bonus. You see the difference? So we don't want to go right into just focusing on the wrist and then coming in for the kotegashi, but it's about the whole body, right? And the whole time. This is part of extending ki. And this is our 4 basic principles. Okay, this is not just something that I added. This is Sensei's, or our system, one of our basic principles. See, extending. At no point does he have his balance back because I'm constantly.
The whole time. That's fine. It's just.
So this is basically not this, right? Although this can work. You get the kotegashi on it, throw it in tenny, boom, yes, you can get it done. But we want to make it the best that we can possibly make it. So extend throughout the technique, right? So it starts here. So let's go through this very slowly because each movement is very specific. So I'm here, right? I'm not just turning the wrist, but I'm extending, right? And then turning, right? And here, I'm not just twisting back, but I'm actually putting pressure on the arm this way. So the whole movement, there's more than one point of pressure that I'm applying.
Okay.
And then we'll do the next one. Okay, I need to run over the Sankyo real quick to show you guys. So for the Sankyo, we want to try to, so there are 2 ways we can, let me face the front. 2 ways we can do that, and we talked about this in the practice. One of them is coming up to here and catching the Sankyo kind of at head level and going right into it from here. that's the one that presents a problem of missing, right? And then you got to figure out what you're going to do from there. But if you move right into the Sankyo here, and then come up and pull out like this, okay, it's going to create more pressure, and it's going to be easier to catch that hand. So moving in closer and then pulling out like this, that puts a lot of pressure on him. So that's how we'll practice the Sankyo next time. Okay. So here,
I was gonna say there's two.
Ikkyo. Yep. I've been doing that a long time. Well, it's like when you forget something and then also it comes back to you. So here, right, moving like this. Okay, so we're going to see this, grab hard. This hand moves, this hand doesn't. All right, see that? And now I'm going to shift, trap here. So notice. See this hand not moving? So what has actually happened? I'm not just doing this and leaving this here and letting him stand upright and trying to do that. That ain't gonna work. It's the same as all the other techniques. I'm going to lead him off balance, and if he lets go, that's fine because I'm behind him now. So we have a couple of things that might happen. If he holds on, if he holds on, right, now he's out of whack and he's crossed up, and that's going to be easy. If he lets go, I go right to the Ikkyo. I'm going to throw in a Temi or something. All right. But that's freeing up my hand to go right to the elbow. So let's go through that slowly. If he holds on, see here, that's okay because I'm getting him crossed up. Turning in this here, and just coming on. Okay. And again, slowly, if he lets go, right here, that hand goes. If I have to, I can move in here, change the technique. But if I can't, I just want to go right to the arm and go to the... Questions? Okay, don't forget your attempt. This one's fun, because you see it so many different ways. But we're going to do suenaka-ha from the rear wrist grab. And all I'm going to do is come back here, throw him like this. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you see it done a lot. Okay, so this is how a lot of people do it. You're supposed to fall when I throw you. Right. So just do the fall. So if he doesn't resist, right, and I just go up like this and use my arm, and then we have very dishonest kind of practice. That is the way that I see most people when they do it incorrectly. It's arm strength, but suenaka-ha is not using the arms, it is using the body. So what we want to do is, in the previous technique, we pinned our opponent, we pinned our hand to our hips and kind of dragged him off balance that way. We're going to do the same thing here. So whichever direction you're stepping in, that hand is going to stay close to the hip. See what happens if I just step this way and he holds on, what's happening to him? He's losing his balance, right? So that is the first off balancing. Obviously, we're going to do some atemi if it's a tough situation. Most attack self-defense situations are difficult, so probably going to have an atemi here, but more importantly is to control him. So I'm going to sink here, and he's already off balance. Now it's not my arm that throws him, it's the movement of my body, okay? So make sure that as you step here, you're already starting the off balancing, and I'm using my whole body, controlling his weight by stepping through, right? One, that's the first step. See the balance lost there? And then two, using my body. And when I finished, I'm very stable. No off balance at all. I'm not losing my balance like this or leaning over like that. Just one, two. Throwing him with your body. not your arms. Got it?